Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's episode 137 and today we are starting things off in the multiplayer screen because as you can see, I still have the texture pack on that I used for recreating my first ever Redstone video. This is what I used in the early days of my YouTube channel and I just thought it would be funny to see what my base actually looks like while using it. Oh my word. First off, my field of view is in a ridiculous setting. That is... I mean, in a way, it's quite cool. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look as bad as I was expecting, you know? It's actually quite cool. I could get used to it. I'm not going to use this texture pack, by the way. This is not something that I'm going to be using at all. But it's not actually as bad as I was expecting it to be. It's quite, it looks quite good in some areas. Like this area, with all the sugarcane and everything like that, it looks pretty sweet. The water, I definitely prefer the lighter watercolor. I actually used to have, the old version of my texture pack used to have lighter water like this, and I much prefer it to the dark, like normal blue that we get. I like the aquamarine. I like to feel like we're in like a tropical area, you know, where you see those beaches with like the bright blue, pretty much transparent water. That's the sort of thing that I like, and it looks really cool with the sea lanterns underneath. I want to see what my storage system looks like. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. This area looks really cool, by the way. And you know what? It's not that bad. This is pretty cool. So for those of you who are wondering, this is the Sphax Pure BD Craft texture pack, I think. I love this. I love this. Okay, I'm going to take this off before I start liking it too much and want to use it from this point forth. Let's go back to my old one. Still, in my opinion, there's no beating Old Faithful. This is perfect. This is how I want it to be. Okay. Let's crack on with some plans. Now, where on earth did I actually put this thing? I swear, every single time I do a video on a redstone contraption, it takes me about 3 months to find it in my redstone testing world. Oh, and I'm not talking about that, by the way. I haven't worked that one out just yet. That will be coming soon. After spending tons of time looking for it in my redstone testing world, I remembered that I didn't actually build it in a redstone testing world. I built it in its own separate world. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be building the shops for Iskall. We got the go-ahead. Iskall likes the design. It seems to work. So let's gather up some redstone resources and construct these things on the Hermitcraft server. You know what? They're not actually that complicated. It shouldn't take too long, fingers crossed, to build all 4 of them. To build this thing, we are going to need 8 chests, 40 sticky pistons, 160 pieces of redstone dust, 60 redstone torches, 160 repeaters, 8 redstone lamps, 16 comparators, 20 blocks of redstone, 24 hoppers, 20 droppers, and 20 buttons. Whew, I ran out of breath halfway through that one, but as far as where we're starting off from, we're actually doing pretty well. We've got loads and loads of pistons, decent quantity of hoppers, loads of comparators, so that's all fine, loads of redstone torches. We're just going to need a ton of repeaters. 160, that's more than 3 stacks. No, it's not. My maths is terrible. Having gathered up all of those resources and gotten all of them inside the nerd box, I've just come over to Iskall's place and I'd completely forgotten that I've already got this gigantic redstone contraption here. So we're going to take this down, and this is also going to give us a whole ton of redstone components as well. So we probably didn't need to do quite as much resource gathering. That weirdly sounded like a complaint. I'm not complaining in the slightest. I will never complain about having too many redstone components for a project. This means that we have loads and loads of stuff that we can use in the future. It's fantastic. Anyway, the old build has now been successfully removed. We've got plenty of space to work with here, and also plenty of extra redstone components. I have to say, it's not as many as I was kind of expecting. For some reason, I thought there was loads in there, but it looks like there was just lots of airspace in the design and not too much going on. So I'll chuck those into my redstone box, and then we can start unloading this thing and constructing the new design, which actually functions. I think 3rd time lucky, we should be able to build something that works here. So I'm going to build it from the bottom all the way up to the top. Bottom to top. Part 1 has been completed, so we have all of the lines which are running into the droppers, which are going to be sending out the items. We also have the item filter, which is going to be detecting rotten flesh going into the system. We have the storage system for the rotten flesh, and we have, I think, the lock and unlock mechanism for the items dropping through that hopper, which I really couldn't tell you what that does. No, I have no idea. Oh well, moving on. So it turns out that that circuit, that little circuit down at the bottom there, is actually the payment circuitry. So that deals with how much gets paid in and also detects how much money you actually have in the system. So it's actually a really important part of the circuitry. In fact, it's the main part of the circuitry. But anyway, if we place in these final 2 bits of redstone, that is this shop all done and dusted. And it's looking pretty good. I mean, I hope that it functions. I guess I'll have to let Iskall know that I've built one of them and he can pop on and take a look. But also, I just read through the chat. So Cub is asking if we have any quartz blocks. I think I do have some in my storage system. And by the sounds of things, he will do the parkour as payment. I think he should. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, now that shop number 1 is all completed, it's time to start work on the other shops, which, I mean, I'll be totally honest, I have no clue where they're meant to go. I'm assuming another one has to be in this area. But then, I swear there was meant to be 4. Where are the other 2 meant to go? Of course, they have to go on Ren's side. Now, I have no clue how to navigate this beautiful place. I mean, it is stunning. It is just gorgeous. But are they meant to be in here? Oh, that looks like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that looks like it could be a spot for a shop. Potentially, maybe. I don't really know. I'll be totally honest. I'm really confused. I don't think this doesn't look like a good spot for the shop. It just doesn't. I really wish Iskall would respond to my messages. Iskall has A-okayed this location. This is where it needs to be. So now it is time to kick my redstone action into gear. I don't really know where I was going with that one, but we just need to build this thing again, which we now have. This is now all completed, and it is looking really, really cool. I mean, this is a cool set of machines. So they're just 1 block apart from one another. I do believe everything is lined up perfectly. I've copied this design exactly. I actually had to make some modifications to the design because the roof is a slight limiting factor on this side. So I've had to kind of cut in some holes. I hope that Iskall doesn't mind. Obviously, he can patch all of that up. But we've also had to redesign this area here just to squash it down just a tiny bit. But as far as I can tell, I mean, I'm just double checking all the repeaters. Hopefully they're all on the correct timings and everything. So these repeaters here. Yep, they're all looking good. Now, one thing actually, now that I'm looking, I haven't actually got the item sorter in. So there's just one little thing that I have to do before this side is finished. But that is Iskall's pretty much all done. Nice. Okay, so that is 1/2 of this project completed. Now it's time to pop over to Rendog's side. I've just spoken to Iskall and he has confirmed that he thinks this is where Rendog wants the shops to be. We just went into a bit of a voice call, and this is where he thinks it's meant to be, but Rendog isn't replying to Iskall's messages now. So the chain of communication is definitely very broken on this project. But we think this is where it is, so we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was some terrible counting there. Right, that's 6 blocks there, and then we'll have a gap, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is where both of the machines are going to be going. This is going to be the shopping area in Ren's place. If Ren doesn't like it, then he's just going to have to build around them. I think that's the mentality that we're going to take here. But it does kind of make sense. I mean, it looks like this is a structure that could be fleshed out a little bit. I don't really know. Either way, I'm just here to do the redstone, and the redstone I'm about to do. So the first thing that I've had to do is clear out a space to work with because, of course, these redstone contraptions are relatively big. So I've mined out all of this area, and I've also taken out all of the roof, so we have plenty of headroom to work with. And now I'm just in the process of building the first half, which we have done. Yeah, we've done all of the circuitry that hooks up the droppers and also the item sending. To be honest, we haven't actually done as much as I thought we had. But thankfully, now we have, because this thing is all completed. Redstone torch in there, that is the last bit for the item sorter, so that's where the rotten flesh is going to be going. This is the item storage system. We have all of the things that connect up the droppers. We have all of that circuitry. You guys know the drill by now. You know how these things work. So now we just have one more of these things to do. And I've been informed by Iskall, I hadn't actually realized, once these are in, the entire thing is done. The Mobilisa is completed. This is the last piece of the puzzle. So this will be rounding up this entire project for those guys, which is really, really exciting. And I think that just about does it. Now that was the fastest I've built one of these. Obviously, when it comes to redstone contraptions, once you've built it once, the first time you build it obviously takes ages, then the second time you're kind of going back and forth, checking things and double checking things and making sure that everything's in order. But then once you build it, that last time, you're in like a rhythm, you know exactly where everything's going to be going. So once again, all I've got is the little item sorter left to go, which I constantly forgot. And then that is this full system all done and dusted. A project that, I mean, when did we actually do this? It was episode 36. This project has been ongoing for 100 episodes. This is the 101st anniversary. Wow. Okay. Well, it's been a long time coming, but it is now built. It's now finished. Also, just as a side note, this is my 6th year on YouTube. Oh, I totally forgot I don't have a mustache. It is awful. But yeah, as I mentioned in the previous Redstone video, today, March the 30th, in 2012, I started up the Mumbo Jumbo YouTube channel, and since then, I have been making Minecraft content, which is, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. That is really wild when you come to think about it, that I've been making Minecraft videos for that long. Anyway, now that this is all done, I'm going to get in contact with Iskall. I'm going to get him on here, and I want to hear what he thinks about these designs, and I am totally prepared for him to blast them and just tell me that I'm stupid and that I've built them wrong. All right. So you mentioned, did you mention it in the chat, or was it someone else that mentioned that the mustache should gradually go back? I can't remember how that came about.
I think I wrote it in the Minecraft chat.
Yeah, and a person on Twitter created these things. Their name is Philip, and they sent them to me, and oh my god, it's so hilarious. And one of them really made me chuckle. So you're behind me, aren't you? Hang on, let me look.
Yes, I'm behind you.
Okay, right. So I'm gonna gradually turn around. I want to see what you think about this one.
Should I be right behind you? Should I be right behind you?
Yeah. Be right behind me. Be right behind me.
Okay, hold on. Walking up to you. Okay. Don't turn now. Don't turn, because Okay.
Are you lined up?
Take your hat off. Take your hat off.
Yeah, the helmet. I really don't want people to be able to see it, so I'll just I'll throw it on the floor. No. Okay. I managed to do it. I've thrown it on the floor. Okay, and ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I don't know. I don't know if it's.
You look angry, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it, but it's one of those things. When I saw it, me with a handlebar moustache, oh my word, it made me, I was wetting myself. So there are various different stages. I'll show you the tweet afterwards. You can go on my Twitter to see them. But he's done all 8 stages, and unfortunately, obviously, we're a little bit late in the process. But this is apparently day 4. So this is day 4, which is correct. I think this is the 4th episode that I'm moustacheless. So I think from this point forth, I'm gonna go back to having, like, gradually growing back my mustache. But
I must say, I mean, you got a fantastic beard gene in you to grow that kind of mustache after 4 days.
Yeah.
Wish I had that in real
it's
life.
pretty impressive.
Well, yeah, it's pretty aggressive. You look like a creeper, though. You look freaking scary, man.
Yeah. To be fair, I do look a bit dictatory, don't I?
Yeah, you're like.
Yeah. Not maybe not the best of looks. So to be fair, actually, because you're rocking the beard. Somebody also, because since I've changed up the mustache. People have been tweaking my skin a little bit just to see what it looks like. Somebody made me with like a wicked beard, and it looks super cool. So maybe after I've grown back the mustache, I might increase the facial hair for a couple episodes as well, because there's one where I had like a full-blown handlebar mustache and everything like that. Like, people have been going crazy with it, so I might mess around with the facial hair over the next couple episodes after my mustache is fully grown back.
I would love to see you in like a total 70s beard, basically just your eyes being visible, like everything else just ingrown.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. Anyway, I also, side note. Well, not really a side note, because this is what we're getting onto. But I was thinking, so we've done the redstone projects, and we're going to take a look at them. Hopefully they work. But I wonder how long this project has been ongoing, right?
that full year.
Yeah, you told me about this project in episode 36 of my series. This is now episode 137. It's a 101 episode project.
Episodes. When there's a challenge for you, Mr. Redstone Perfect of Doom.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. It's just ridiculous.
Something that takes 100 episodes. That's crazy. But you finished it. Okay. All right. Nice.
Do you wanna try it out? I mean, I'm a little bit scared. Okay, so this item sorter doesn't have any items in it. This is the only one that has some rotten flesh in it. So if I put some of this in there, which hopefully you're okay with.
Oh my.
I didn't even think as I was doing it.
Hold on. I always have my pitch ready. There we go.
You're so over the top. You are so over the top. The fact that you have that stuff in your inventory, in your ender chest, is that specifically for diorite burning?
Yeah, of course. You're gonna be always ready as a diorite man. Okay, I put a real filter in there.
Okay, that's brilliant.
Okay, but everything costs the same, right? Everything costs a certain amount.
Yeah. I don't actually know how much. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. Okay,
maybe we should put some things in these.
Cobblestone,
grass, gravel, coal, and a chest.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm kind of nervous.
What's the price, sir?
Pardon?
What's the price, sir?
I think it might be 8. No.
You would be a terrible shopkeeper. I walk into Mumbo's shop in real life and I'm like, hey, I really want that t-shirt. What's the price? Listen. I think maybe it's 6. I'm gonna buy it for 2, and you're gonna be like, all right then.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm not 100% certain. To be honest, now that I've built it, I probably should have reminded myself how they work. It's been so long since I actually designed this thing from the time that I built it that I can't even remember how the price is calculated. Is it based on that pulse extender? Might be based on.
I've now put 20 rotten flesh in there, so let me just try. I'm gonna try and buy a cobblestone piece. And
it hasn't let you for some.
Nothing happens. It's based off of.
Okay. Oh, I remember now. So you need to have. Okay, I remember now. I remember how it works. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. So we need to have this to here, and then we have to have a certain number of items in here, so that if one piece of rotten flesh, or is it? I think
this
Right, hang on. I have it open.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I've got an idea. I have another version of Minecraft open. So let me just pop into the Redstone Testing one. I'll see how many items are in this filter. Okay, just give me two seconds. We can fix this.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that I should have thought about. So inside, okay, here we go. So we have got 1, 2, 3, and then the rest of it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4. Okay. And then, yeah, I think we could be onto something here. So if you were to place in, let's say, 10 bits of rotten flesh. Yes, okay, you should now be able to buy things. You should now be able to buy things. I think.
Gotta get back up.
Okay.
I'm trying. Okay. So I'm trying a cobblestone. I'll get a grass block. Yeah, that worked.
Yeah.
And I can't click it again. That's very good. Okay. How much did that cost? Is that the amount of rotten flesh?
Yeah, it cost 8. It cost 8. So there. Okay. So then, if you put in, so what you'd need to do, if you want to buy something else, you don't have enough to buy anything at this point in time. That's why that redstone lamp is off. But then, as soon as you get 8 in there, so say for example, so I've just put 8 in there. That's the 8th one. And now you can actually buy something, and then it will take all the rotten flesh out. Yes, I've remembered how it works. I'd completely forgotten.
Why is only one of the lamps lit? Why are there 2?
The second lamp is to say that the thing is processing. So try and spam something. So you have enough money to buy something.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna spam the this chest here. Okay. Ah, very nice. Very nice.
You only got one thing, and then that redstone lamp shows that the system is processing, and now you've spent all your rotten flesh. So you've spent all of it.
Very nice.
You now don't have enough to buy anything, essentially.
That's perfect. And the filter, okay, so this filter is actually empty, chilling here. And this is the amount of cobblestone you want in there. So 3, 4, okay. So a total of 15.
What? You haven't put enough items in for the filter, by the way, because that's why there's those 3 bits of rotten flesh sitting there. But...
Oh yeah, no, that I get. But the filter down here is what I'm talking about. That's supposed to be 15, so you have it on one length of redstone. Okay.
Yeah, so you have it on one length of redstone, but then it's enough so that when it reaches 8, then the redstone signal will reach this level, and then it will unlock all of the buttons so that you can actually press the buttons to buy something, and then as soon as it drops beneath, as soon as you don't have enough money to buy anything in the store, then you're not able, everything kind of retracts.
It's beautiful, Mumbo.
So it actually works.
It's beautiful.
It actually functions.
You've done it, dude. You've done it.
101 episodes of development. I'm going to call this episode of Hermitcraft the 101 episode project, because this has been the most long-running... The worst part is it's not even that complicated. Like the end product really isn't that special. Obviously, I've built a base in the meantime. It's not like I've been spending all 101 episodes working on this thing. That would be pretty spectacular.
Then it had to be spectacular, right? But I also messed up the instructions and stuff, to be fair. So I mean, I think you've done a fantastic job. Now, as far as design goes, it's a pretty garbaggio, so I'm probably going to spend today on designing this thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And making it look pretty. Okay, so the other one here is for bones, or whatever we want to configure it for.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't really understand why you wanted a second one, so I just kind of left that one empty. Do you want to see the ones on Ren's side? I mean, they should be fairly similar. And obviously, if any of them break, because obviously, you know, once you've built something 4 times over, you kind of get quite quick with it, and then there's a chance that some of the repeaters aren't. How on earth did you just do that? What the?
I'm a professional flyer machine.
Dude, that was like the smoothest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was one of those moments where I went like this with my nose. You know, I didn't want to talk about it. It was so lucky. You're like
that was cool. I hope Ollie saw that. I hope Mumbo saw that one.
Yeah, exactly. So I put buttons on the bricks here. Yeah. Okay.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, I don't actually have. Yeah, I'm slacking a little bit with my redstone design.
Oh, I see. Yeah, there's cobblestone in there. Beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's not the prettiest redstone contraption. Just because it's taken me 101 episodes to make doesn't mean it's going to be any less lazy than a lot of my redstone designs. This isn't creative mode.
It's actually not that big. It's not that big. That's great.
No, it's stayed pretty compact. Once you get the different items cost different amounts of money thing out of it, it becomes super simple. Because it's kind of one little circuit that can all work together. But as soon as you have different items costing different amounts, then obviously you can't have them interacting with one another, and you have to have different circuits for everything, and it's all a big mess. So we managed to keep things quite compact, and hopefully it's all spam proof. As you test it out, I spent probably about half an hour pressing buttons as fast as I could press buttons, like literally one tick between them, just to see if I could do it, and I couldn't get 2 items to come out. So it should be you'd really have to try hard.
Like completely lock it. Yeah. And that's good enough. Like it's gonna be perfect. So basically, just to wrap up the whole game situation now, this is pretty much the game functionality done. I need to be on Rendog's back for him finishing his grinder, like his money income, and then we need to do the skelly spawner. So the reason, let me just explain this quickly for you, Mr. Mumbo, Mr. Dumbo. The reason there are 2 different, like rotten flesh and bones, is that in every base there's a rotten flesh grinder. So Ren has 1, I have 1.
Yep.
So the miner of the team will kind of stand and slay zombies, right?
Yep.
And then in the center of the map, which is why we picked this location. In the center of the map, there is a skeleton spawner where you can sacrifice, like, it's going to be dangerous to go there because it's not in your base and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you can buy better items with the bones.
Right, I
So
see.
that's basically why I want 2 different types.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm super excited to play this, by the way. I can't wait. I can't wait until it's actually up and running and we can have a proper session on it and we can try our best. Well, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be interesting. So this should be cool. And I've said, I mean, I periodically come over here, but the actual project itself is like stunningly beautiful. It is a really cool area.
It's really good.
So
I like it.
It doesn't look like anything that we made in the survival server. Basically, it looks like a proper mini game, which I'm assuming is what you guys were going for. So it's awesome. I can't wait to play. I'm genuinely so excited to play. I really hope that these redstone contraptions that I've built don't fail on us while we're playing, because that would be the worst. Another 101 episodes.
They should be good
until they get fixed up again.
Thank you ever so much though for the help, and of course you are a co-creator of the famous Mobile Lisa now, Mumbo.
Oh, thank you.